first APL64 Teams meeting of the new year, and we will be discussing our new release of the new year, APL64 2026.0.0.01. And I will give it over to Joe because he's going to be discussing the new release. Hopefully, you've had a chance to review it since it's gone out, and now you'll have an opportunity to hear more about it. Joe, why don't you take over?
Okay, so the recording has started, and I assume you can see my screen. Yes, I have it shared. Can you all see it?
Yes, yes, we can see it.
Okay, so essentially, I brought up this document, help APL history, and they're all here. So I brought up this document, and then I just resized it. So I'm going to try to maximize our discussion time today. So as far as Tisa, if you can cut me off when you feel I've had enough time, but I'll try to go over some things. There are a couple of issues we're going to have more detailed as far as seminars on that. So I'll kind of skim over those, but there's some important things. So as far as this release, there's a lot of things that that we've done which were induced by as far as customer comment. So, some of you may be familiar with these, depending on what you asked us about. But that was our major concentration. So in the interpreter, we spent a lot of time with performance work. As you can see here, there's a number of specific the things which were done. You can try these things out, and if you're using them, you should see significant the improvements. The next the issue I'm going to concentrate on QuadFL. It's an interesting new system function. What we observed was that that there was a customer who wanted to do this, wanted to find the last occurrence of a certain piece of text in a larger piece of text. And what they were doing was doing a primitive a reverse of the text, and then doing a quad SS or whatever, and or they didn't even bother with the reverse. They just did a quad SS. That does a lot of extra work if you just want the very last occurrence. So we developed the QuadFL. So you could check your code and see if you're where you use the quad SS, if it's only for the purpose of finding the very last occurrence of a piece of text in a larger text, you should try out the QuadFL. There's a lot of detail to this. So if you go to help, APL the language, and check out the system functions. There's more stuff there. Okay. The next the item is an APL plus Win. We had developed a interface to R, and Eric Lascas improved that, and that was good. But it was not cross-platform, so we couldn't move that over to Apl64. So we worked with a vendor who has it's an open source the vendor who created a pure .NET interface to R. It turned out it hadn't been improved for a long time, and that was the obstacle. But we worked with them, and they were very helpful, and so we now have Quad the RNet. I'm not going to spend too much time on this now because I think Frank, who did a lot of the testing on this, he'll give a little seminar on this at some future time. But if you want to learn about this, there's good documentation. So if you go out to help APL the language and go down to here, there's a nice document there with examples and all of that. The one thing that's really the nice about it, and I'll speak a little bit more just about this, is that you can develop scripts which are easy to write within a a function. It also supports value substitution, which I'll go into in a little bit more detail. But there are several Apl64, the system functions, which now support the value substitution and also improve scripting. Okay. All right, so that's about it for the RNet. If you're anxious to check it out, there's a document. Uh, we had a customer who was was accessing Microsoft Access files, and they were using a way that worked, but it's relatively slow. They were using uh, a Microsoft the Access the driver and the ActiveX. So and that's primarily the reason that we developed the ODBC. It can be used for other purposes, depending on the ODBC driver that you have. The ODBC, the way it's been designed, can access files, but you don't have to have access installed. You can get the open source driver, which is available. If you want to get into that in a lot of detail, we'll have a separate seminar on this. But you can see if you go to help again, uh, uh, APL language, and then it's under the SQL, the functions here. Okay. Uh, so that's that detailed there. Uh, yeah. The SQL and SQLite, the system functions, we've added value substitution. I'll give you just a general idea of what that is. Uh, Let me go out for example to the r.net, which is also a similar example. So if we go out here and go out to value substitution. Okay, if you take a look at line 1 here in this screen grab, you'll see that, for example, RNet, Quad SQL, Quad CSE. There's a few of these system functions that support it. If you're using the interface, say in this case to the RNet, and you have an RNet expression, or a C# expression, or an SQL expression, you can use the curly brackets to indicate where APL values can be substituted. And you can see that you can repeat the values if you desire. So we're using the 0th element twice and the first element once. Okay. And there's a few tricks that you need to observe when it comes to text stuff. You can either put the text in the expression, or you can put the quotes in the APL substituted value. Okay. So that's what we've added to RNet, SQL, SQLite, CSE, and I'm trying to think of others. I'm sure there are. We completely updated the CSE. The CSE is the C#, the script engine. We completely updated the user manual. All the examples are now directly copyable. There's no need for a separate the workspace or any of that. The document itself had a title which was obsolete. It now just is CSE script engine manual, and the footnote will tell you the version. That's just a small thing. Uh, uh, there, there, there's a concept within C# to have a tuple, which is like a multiple element, a vector. And we've enhanced the CSE that when you do get value or get value EX, you can, you, if the C# variable you're accessing is a tuple, it'll come back as an APL vector. Okay? Uh, this uh, 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 this this next note is about scripting. It's always been possible to create a script in Apl64 for the CSE, but in building the script you had to use a lot of concatenation. So you would either use quad over or you would use some other concatenation operation. Now, when you write a script function that's going to be using the CSE and also RNet and SQL and Quad SQLite, you can now just directly create the script. And if you notice at the end of line 2, you use the double chevron. I believe you can also use the single chevron. And at the end of line 7 to indicate the beginning and the end of the script. So you can see that in line 2 through 6, there's no longer any need to do concatenation. So scripts are a lot easier to write and they're a lot clearer. And then after the script is defined, okay, it's defined right in a function. Of course, you can also be saving a script to a file if you want to. At the end, when the script is completed, you can then use the exec operation to perform the actions that are defined just within the script. That's a big improvement in the way the CSE can be used. The next system function we worked on was an option to overwrite the target file. That was I think someone they asked us for that, but I can't remember. Yes, this was something that we added. The quad eval is an alternative, a somewhat restricted alternative to the primitive the execute, and Frank enhanced this the quad eval to handle strings and arrays of Unicode characters. U case and L case, yes. This the right argument can be now of any APL variable, and if an element of the variable cannot be processed by L case or else U case, it'll be returned the unchanged. So that's the way it works. So if you examine that line 4 there, if you can see that the third element in the right argument, there's no such thing as an uppercase. So when this is returned, the result on line 10 indicates a 1, that the result is going to be the L case of the first element and the third element, but the second element is unchanged. But it does not throw an exception. Okay. Let's see. Yes. The additional terminal characters are supported. Frank did a nice job on that. This was something that was reported, file tie number already in use. The file will no longer be created. Let's see. Yeah, I guess these were bugs that were corrected, just a few small things. All right, let's go on to the developer, the TGY. Tisa and Patrick did a great job and improved the performance of the syntax coloring, especially for the larger functions. That that is looking quite good now. Uh, uh, there was a blank row. I think that was a bug of some sort. Uh, yeah. Okay. So when you're using the EDSS, so I'll show you that. Let's take uh, 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 10, 10 shape iota 100 here. Oh, 20 doesn't make any difference. I've got a little problem with my keyboard here. Hold on. And I'll enlarge this so you can see it. And if we do the EDSS of that, of X, it'll come up in a little, oops, on another screen. Here it is. Okay. Well, you can you can instead of having ABC here, you can have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can only do this at the point that you start up the EDSS. So I'll show you that here. Here it is. And now I'll go back into EDSS and open it up again. And you can see in here that instead of the ABCD, if you prefer that, you can also use that. Okay, that is found here, EDSS. But if you look at the tooltip, it says that that the changing of this option will only affect the EDSS as far as screens. So that's why I had to close it before I changed it. Okay. Let's see. APL font, yes, we've added some additional fonts. They down over here. So there's the original font, the 385. There's the 386 font, which is under the development. It's an open source thing, which is being developed. I anticipate that in the future releases, we will update that font. We did not, as far as develop that font, but we did develop this font, the APL, the 64 font, and that resolves and creates a true a monospace font. The APL, the 385 font and the 386 font, certain characters, some of them somewhat obscure, are actually not monospaced. So there's a few defects in there. But but I doubt APL 385 will ever be changed. And that's still the default because most the customers, that's what they've been using. But you can experiment with these fonts. Okay, these are two things that were asked for. They're rather obscure things which are found only in APL+Win. Other text editors, they don't have them. So I'll describe this. So here I don't have the. So I'm talking about enable legacy virtual space. So here you cannot select space beyond the actual text. But if you were to change this here to here and then check this, then you can enable as far as legacy space. And if you were to type, then it becomes actual space. Okay, so that is available in APL+Win, and we work with the vendor of the text editor that we use to set that up. In a similar case, there was another obscure APL+Win option, which was scrolling down into empty white space. In APL plus Win, it's not editable, and it's not editable here. So over here, in terms of the scrolling, I don't have the option set. You'll have to believe me that I'm scrolling. It doesn't scroll, but if I go here and I set this scrolling option here, okay, then I can scroll down into the empty space. Okay. I'm not sure of the reason for it, but it was available in APL plus Win, so it's available here now. Let's see. Oh yes, this a user they asked us about. So if if I open up a function, let's say here, and I want to do a control G, which I'm doing, okay, and I have a text file. Instead of selecting, well, let me make this clear. So instead of selecting X here, I could I could double click on that and the bring in X, or if I do a control G here, and then I say I want to fetch it from a file, it will come up and be asking for a file, and then it will do the conversion. Okay, so the control G was enhanced to allow a fetch from a text file. Okay, all right. Yeah, the edit menu has an option here now I don't know where this is. I'm sorry. Let me see. Edit, uh, add inline comment. Here it is. Yes. Okay. So you can start an inline comment or end an inline comment. License password, yes. We added a little button here that when you type in the password, you can make it visible. It's a toggle button, so you need to toggle it to show and hide. Okay, it's still secure. There's no one else can see it. It's just when you're doing the activation. Uh, this this was a bug report that was reported. It is corrected. This was requested by a user. The headings uh, for the APL variable editor were the same size as the content of a cell. We made a change here to make them bold, so they're a little bit more visible. Okay. This one here is also related to the editor. Let's go out and try that. Okay. Let's go out and create Y. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, we should be able to edit X here. Yes. Okay. So you can see the extra bold here for the headings, but you can also decide here what the what the index origin of the row and also column numbers. And again, this will not change an editor that's open. It will only change an editor that you've opened after changing this setting. So for example, it doesn't change this here. So this is what I changed it to. Okay, so I can set it to 0. the quad IO or a 1. I'll change it to 1, okay? But this is an existing editor. It doesn't change. That's just the way it has to work. But if I go back and re-edit it, now the row and column, the indices are now index origin 1, okay? Uh, there are two options. There are three options there. Sorry, stay a little more stable here. Here it is. Yeah, current IO 1 or 0. The default is 0, which is what we originally set this to be, but you can change that and it's persistent. So you're all set with that. Yes. Let's see. Okay, so if you have a text if you have a text the variable y is equal to 10 shape quad a for example, and we edit that, there's an option here to save it the as a text file. It'll open up the file browser, and you and whatever the folder that is the default folder. You can, of course, to scroll around to other folders. But there's this option here that does not apply to it has to be a text variable. Okay, let's see. Cell alignment. Yes, I'm going to demonstrate this here. So I don't know if this will be large enough, but you can align. There's an option here for in the editor. Sorry, shrink it down just a little bit so I can see the blurb here. Variable editor, yeah. Oh, it's over here. There it is. So there's a simple checkbox there. So if you align cells, then they will be aligned depending on the type of data. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. The shortcuts document was updated. The downloading, there was an improvement there. SQLite, the documentation was updated. String continuation, the background for the chevrons was a dark blue, and we decided to make it white, which so it'll correspond to the theme that we use in Apl64. The replace all tool in an editor. There was a vast the improvement, the performance of that. Yes, it's been improved, and certain in the virtual keyboard, there were certain glyphs which were not being shown properly, the delta underscore, and also a few descending characters. So that has been improved here also. Let's see. Okay. Printing. You can include or exclude the row numbers when you print. The autosave, I don't know if you're familiar with the autosave, but But uh, if you go out here and you have a function and you double click on it, you can go into to edit it. It doesn't have this particular function doesn't have any text in it, but that's been improved. And then a small bug which was reported that that the, the a certain glyph was actually missing here. I don't know how that happened, but that was our error and it was fixed. So anyway, uh, that's it as far as the as far as the new release. Uh, uh, there's a lot of performance stuff. There's a lot of improvements in the developer GUI. So I'm going to open it to as far as questions, and they don't have to pertain to this. You can speak freely.